Hi guys, my name is Sahandi Always. I'm one of the admins of LGU. So welcome to the first ever podcast. I mean, of course, we've been having technical difficulties for a while now. The last week also some shit whatever, but today is the official first ever date. So whatever has been recorded today, we'll edit out certain parts and we'll post it on YouTube. When like we'll be posting the link on the YouTube link on the Facebook group as well. So we guys now what is going to happen is guys from now onwards. Now, what we are going, like what I was saying before the mic, bloody mic got muted, was that we've been trying to get off LGU outside of Facebook for a while, and we've had so many plans that were like at the beginning of the year we are going to do some events right now. So the thing is, what we've done is we like with the COVID lockdown situation, we moved on to a better platform. We want to get out on YouTube. So as a content group, right, a community of people that's like we are interested in the things that are happening in the future. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce everyone on the podcast today. Mazang, everyone, turn on your cams, please. Nuan and I understand if Nuan doesn't want to, but anyone else is all good to go.
I don't have a webcam at the
Ah, right, you
moment.
are number two.
Me
Mazang,
neither.
Mazang, can we get your mic on?
I have a
I mean the
webcam at
video.
home. Yeah, sorry, man. I'm at work. No webcams here, unfortunately.
All right. So what's gonna happen is, guys, what's gonna happen is we are gonna talk about the things that first of all, I'd introduce the members. All right, here goes. So we have Ashan Kabra, who's like everyone in the community knows who he is, and he's like what you don't know about the guy is that he's a massive, like very talented music producer, and that is I like really like to be honest, I really paid attention on like really had to listen to one of the songs he had to make for the group as well. And he been here and there, he's not very promoting his music within the group borders. So I really didn't get an interaction with him. But later on, I got to know his music, and it's incredible, guys. So we have Ashan, who's like with a lot of experience on music production as a musician, as well as a renowned geek in the community. And of course, we have Nuan. Nuan is also an active moderator and admin, and he has been there since day one. And Nuan is a fitness expert. He's working with one of the biggest fitness brands in the company right now, in the country right now, with gyms and fitness routines and everything. So he's the guy expert on that, and he's also one of the founding members of the group. So, and if you are really inside the group, like Nuan's expertise when it comes to geekdom,
Celebrity gossip.
so many gossip guys, right? So we are a platform that like how do you say tolerate this type of content, like how would you say, but up onto a certain level, like we don't want any harassment and unnecessary drama in the group. So the idea is that he's one of the main guys here, and he's one of technically it's his idea to initiate the podcast, and we kind of went along with it, and everyone kind of played their role. So everyone's like working in odd working times, and personally myself, I'm having work from home, and so that's going ahead with that. And Maneesha, he's like one of the like co people in making this show happen. He's one of my school friends as well, and we've been in the same class since grade six, I think. Grade one was it? I got it.
Grade one.
Grade one, yeah.
Since the
Grade one, yes.
since the very beginning.
Since the very beginning. So he's on board with us as well, and he's been a moderator and admin on the group for a long time. And I vouch with my life on the geekdom and the knowledge on that he has. So and the contribution to the podcast. Right. So let's get kicking. Ashan, are you in a position to talk right now?
I'm sorry, man. I'm a bit swamped today. I had a huge gig afternoon. But yeah, what do you want me to talk about?
So tell us about
Yeah.
the gig
So
that you had.
how would just tell me?
Sorry. One at a time, please.
Yeah, one at a time. So I will go first, Mazang. Tell us your story, right, on how you stumbled upon to the LGU. So we haven't met you yet, right? So I still haven't met you as wasn't like most of my friends on the internet have met you, but I haven't met you. So how did you stumble upon LGU?
Well, it started with Geek Club of Sri Lanka when I got banned for spoiling Batman v Superman on my own profile, which was fucking weird. Uh, then I think one of the members added me to the group. Then from there onwards, I just started shit posting without knowing what shit posting was, and I kind of annoyed the admins into giving me an admin position afterwards. And that's my short story on how I became the admin of LGU.
Right. So you prior now, are there any other groups that you execute this kind of shit posting or posting
Uh,
strategy?
well, I'm on a sort of a music platform group where it's mostly a professional kind of thing. I don't shit post there, but I do interact with the members and admins.
And can you tell us more about your music, Masa? Please.
What about it? So I started when
Like,
I was doing my O levels, or during O levels actually. So music is one of the reasons I actually failed my E contest. Uh, and then I just started. It was mostly a hobby. And what else? So after that, once I finished my O levels, I joined NIBM. Where I realized I didn't want to do it, so I dropped out. And so 2 years back, I sort of started looking for a job at a studio, which is where I came across the studio I currently work at, and I've been there ever since. As far as my music goes, it's still semi-professional, I would say. I'm not huge or anything, but I try to do what I can. And I'm currently working on my album right now, so that might take another year or two to come out.
and as a musician, Masa, what do you call your genres? As what type? What's the exact type of music you play?
It's purely electronic, electropop, what do you want, but it's more or less pop music. Pop as in popular music. Anything that's popular is currently regarded as popular music. So electronic pop, what do you want to call it? Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, Masa, I'll not keep you too occupied. Now, Nuan, we have who? Ape Tikshana, Tikka. He's okay. Tikshana, he's also having his YouTube channel, guys. He talks about tech related stuff and it's pretty cool. Please, he will be posting his stuff on the group as well. So Tikka here says, Nuan, turn on your webcam. Nuan is an expert on Asian girls.
Sorry,
Ooh,
I'm an expert on what?
that thing. So Nuan, what do you say, Mother?
About what?
Nuan?
Yeah. I'm listening. About what?
But girls, man, come on.
Bro, I cannot hear you.
Hello? Can hear, right? I can hear you.
You can hear you. You're just not talking.
Volume down. He's
Finally, I can.
Okay.
No,
so
it's Maneesha. Right?
What's happening?
what's happening? Yeah. So
Yeah. Nuan,
yes.
we are having technical difficulties, I think, Mother. We cannot hear you.
I don't think I can hear him.
just right click his
Because
name and check the volume.
Oh, yeah, I got it now. Thanks. I'm a total boomer. I do not use Discord. Sorry, guys. Nuan, Masa, I'm really sorry. My bad.
all good, all good.
Technically, most of us are boomers, right?
Not me.
Technically, most of us are boomers, Mother, but I am really, really bad at this.
I'm still 22.
Yeah, I'm 27.
Year old.
Yeah, pretty old. 30s are approaching. Nuan, Masa, okay, first question. How did you stumble upon the group, Masa? How did you come on the scene?
Um, well, first of all, I would like to bid a very good evening to all the members, moderators, and the admins who have joined the Discord group. And well, as Ashan said, it's a very similar story. Getting banned on one of the most upcoming at that
We can say
time.
their name, dude. We are outside of Facebook, and it's just a group.
Right. So so GCSLs got banned out of that. And then, well, as I know, like you guys formed up, a separate group, and then we joined there, and I was, started posting, went on from, you know, uh, being a member there and becoming a moderator, and then shortly becoming an admin. And well, here we are.
Right, right. So technically, your and my friendship, we could actually trace it back to the day that we added on each other on Facebook on
Exactly.
the premises of that. Yeah,
Right. Exactly. Yes.
yeah. So that's what's great about social media, guys. Like the years go by and you meet new people, but this particular platform gives you the birthday of a human being and the day you actually added him if you haven't met him in real life. Now, Maneesha,
Yeah, bro.
tell me the story.
So basically, you know almost everything that I've done since the beginning.
Yes. So starting off from the group,
Yeah,
right?
starting off from the group.
Uh,
I would say starting before the group, like when we were in school. So we were like,
yes, yes,
what's
yes.
that
We'll
topic?
get to that later on, Mama.
Where is
We'll
that
get to
topic?
that later on. We have so many stories to share with
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys.
definitely. So when we talk
Before
about
days, before the internet, guys. Those were the
yeah,
days. Those were the days.
the dial-up connection days.
Uh, yeah. So that did dialogue didn't give us shitty connection, and we had like uh, kind of semi smartphones.
Yeah.
Right. So Manish, start with let's just go with the group, Masa.
So so
Like
just like
we have
just like
as
the
a
others.
friendship, we have many years viewers, right? So that
Yeah.
aside, we start technically friends in 1999. So start off with the group, Madam, because this Ashan and one we've all met through
Yeah.
Facebook groups.
The geekdom.
Yeah.
Yes,
The geekdom of Sri Lanka. So when we talk about the Facebook and the geek community of Sri Lanka, like the others, I was also in that particular group for some times, and I don't know whether I got banned or I got blocked or something like that. But in the short time that I was there, you know, I observed that it was not up to the par of the standard that a geek community should have. So, Sahan, you and Muru and a few others have created the LGU, the Lankan Geeks United group. So, and then I've joined your group because most of all, I can trust you with my heart, and also
yeah.
I know your the standard of your guys. So, uh,
That's where I started. Right.
yeah,
So with regard to LGU, now considering my particular idea with regard to the geek community, Lankan Geeks United and the Geek Club of Sri Lanka. So I think
can be
like
spread
my
across,
Facebook
huh?
profile is pretty old, and I just it was in one of the suggested groups at a time. So I added myself, and there were people, a lot of people in that group at the time. I particularly don't can't recall. I might have done something, but even if I hasn't, I can't remember exactly being kicked out. But somewhere down the line, they were like, I knew the atmosphere in the club was pretty bad at the time. So what? How I got along is because I was friends with Nehru and the other people. We were just getting started added on to a group. We were one of the first guys to get adminship, and we had started adding people. Right. So going from the group and how we got banned from the other group, we'll talk that on another day. Now, considering now how many we have about 500 group members, right? So
Eh,
why one of the main reasons as a community why we want to get out of Facebook is because of the strict community guidelines, right? And that's a big wait hold on. I'm told to take off my cam because it's been breaking. So Manisha put on some video or something, Masam, like a screen on top. Yeah, Manisha, hello.
Yeah, bro, keep talking, keep talking.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. So as I was stopped, like what are now with the new group now it's just 400. Now we've had the group at one to a point where they have about 7,000 or 8,000 members, right? And then the group, the due to the high number of reports we get, and guys, now you would be understand, like you would be wondering how crazy, like how am I like complaining about just a Facebook group, because the context of the control goes out when there are so many people in the group, and people who don't necessarily understand the gravity of how things work end up destroying groups. And Ashan, so we've had to deal with so much of things, like like even in the group with just 500 members right now there are things happening. So what are your thoughts on these, Masan?
First of all, I think one of the members sort of commented a singular swear word, so I had to delete that comment today, just in case we
Yeah.
get flagged again. Just that was Jehan Michael, by the way. Uh,
Yeah, he's in the
just
ghost
saying,
state right now.
Yes,
he,
yeah, that's fine, dude. Dude, I swear all the time. That's fine.
no,
Not really.
it's not. I don't mind swearing. It's just that you have to understand
Yeah,
this was
yeah,
the
bro.
exact same reason why the glass group got zucked. We just want to
Pretty
prevent
much.
that again.
Exactly.
If you're gonna use swear words, just censor it in a way that they'll contract you. Same thing I do with torrent links. You just put a space and put a backslash or whatever the fuck you want to do. Just make sure your Facebook can't sort of figure out what you're saying.
Just
So,
imagine that your computer is trying to see if you are swearing or not. Like like the guy's class teacher at the time, but it knows everything about you and all your personal information and everything. So it's kind of tracking you, but at the same time you cannot swear in front of it. But at least keep that in the eyes of LGU, and we'll be really really happy. Right. Nuan, you've been one
Yes.
of the most active moderators and admins, Maza, when it comes to handling these issues.
Yep.
Right. What are your thoughts on this, Maza? What is really wrong with the group? What is wrong with the people who is trying to mess it up for everyone?
Right. Now, I wouldn't exactly place as in it's the members' fault. I mean, Facebook used to be a free platform where you could say anything you
no,
want.
I would
Yeah.
disagree. I don't think the platform was ever free.
I mean, no, at a
That
certain
means
point,
It
platform is
was
never
it was
free.
free.
Yeah,
at a certain
yeah,
point,
but
it was.
considering how
It was just
the
less restrictive.
Yeah,
yeah, pretty much.
less restrictive, right? So, so throughout the past few couple of years, so we obviously saw, like, even I have even commented, bad swearing language on comments and some posts, and we never got any violation or any ban for that. But the recent Facebook community guidelines has been updated to a very strict level where now even if we were to comment a slang or swear in Sinhala language, that it would automatically get flagged, and you would be obviously get banned for what, 24 hours, 72 hours, or 3 days, a week. It goes up to 6 months depending on the violation. So
Really, 6 months?
yeah, 6 months is there as well, right?
I'm lucky.
I got banned on using my advertisements. I couldn't go live for about 3 months. I did not know. I don't even knew that much.
So
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 something that happened ages ago.
yeah,
In the I think the reason for updating the community guideline was Mark Zuckerberg was actually called into Congress.
exactly,
Yeah, so that was one of the
exactly.
reasons.
And he had no choice but to, because there was some controversial, some conspiracy theories going around that Facebook has a backdoor for to everyone's profile, and they were spying.
Yeah, they're definitely doing that anyway.
Right. So,
They
and
are most definitely doing that, Masan, even right
And
now, and they own three
that's how
big
they
platforms.
that's how they get advertisers to market their products to us. They sell that information.
exactly. So how that happens is, so I recently read one of the articles on Facebook that says, we install like, just like, now you guys sometimes see, on your your Facebook, your feed, like post for like what you've been thinking or what you've been talking around. Like, just imagine, like, just think about, like, if you were talking about, okay, I want to buy something, like a good headset, a headphone, right? but you've been only thinking about it, and you've been talking about it, but you haven't been posting about it anywhere, or you haven't been searching about it. But automatically it just shows up magically on your on your feed, that certain advertisements for headphones. Has anybody got that experience here?
I mean, it's AI powered. So what they do is they learn your tracking algorithms and they search how about they look how you search, and they just figure out, this is what this guy was searching for. Let me just put something else on it.
Yeah. So that's what I was
It's
thinking.
just it's big data, guys. Like a lot of big data harvesting done on humans, and like when you collect enough data to a sample space, you can almost predict the behavior of certain human beings considering the different demographics. Yeah.
It's
So
kind of like what they showed on Social Dilemma on Netflix. Did anyone watch that?
exactly. There's social dilemma. There's the great hack. There's so much more. There's great hack is about the what you call the last presidency, the Donald Trump presidency, how they did the Cambridge Analytica, how they pulled off they changed the shifting votes in the states during Donald Trump's presidency. So that's a really like crazy, insightful documentary. And speaking of politics, we have Mr. Bhavanta online. What is happening, Bhavanta? Your mic is muted. And please reduce your volume.
Sorry, got a bit late.
No worries, brother.
Now,
So, Bahua, what you missed, like
Yes, Masha.
we just spoke about the things like how we came onto the group and how it all started, and we were telling each other
Okay.
our individual stories, and we were talking about the problems we were facing with the community problems on Facebook, and one was like emphasizing on the fact that it is not the problem with the people, but it's the entire problem of the like I'm just paraphrasing here. Right? So we are talking about the importance of like how Facebook is creating problems for us, like how they're harvesting information, and it's like a massive, large scale operation.
right. So as I was saying, so according to that article, I found out that when we install Messenger application onto our phone, it automatically allows through the app to enable our microphone on our phone. Okay, so through that only, it collects the data on what we are talking, and even right now it's happening. Hello.
I thought that we had to allow access.
No,
It doesn't necessarily work like that, bro.
no, it automatically it does, right? Even though we think that we have disabled it, but no. So
Yeah, it doesn't like necessarily disable. And you guys, your phone doesn't never really switches off. Like your
exactly.
mobile phone doesn't technically run out of battery. There's a unique IMI code, and there's a system that tracks through it. Like I'm not the expert to talk about it, but I know enough to talk about it. So how they the phone doesn't technically never switch off. Sorry, no one. I disturbed you. Sorry.
Yeah. So now going back to these community guidelines, and I'm like saying that it's not totally on the people, on the members fault, because I mean, we are used to free speech, and we feel like very secure and safe to say whatever we want on groups. I mean, there are secret groups. I mean, come on, Sahan, we'd have enough like secret groups in the past, right? And we know what went down on those groups. And imagine back then, if we had the same community guidelines, what would have happened, right? Hello.
Here's the thing. I think those
Really.
type of groups still exist, but
Yeah.
they're not actually getting flagged because no one is actually doing any sort of reporting on them.
But what about things getting auto flagged? That's the problem.
Here's the thing. Members in those type of groups are less active than us. Is what I'm saying. They're not like using
Less
social media
active.
that much, so they don't have. Facebook doesn't actually have a reason to go out and check those people out. Is what I'm saying. Now, if you go through my personal profile, I'm sharing things every day, right?
Yeah.
Facebook's constantly checking out, what is this guy sharing? Did he say something else?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. they don't actually have an active reason to go and search those people out, and because one of the reasons they're not actually reporting their own group.
Yeah, but to be honest, on my feed, on my live feed, I have seen legit pornography on Facebook. But recently,
Those type, yeah, those are the types of groups I'm talking about. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so
But yeah,
recently I haven't seen any. I think the community guidelines got to them and got them real good, and
so
shut them down.
the
And
groups actually shifted to being private. They can't actually be seen unless you want them to see it.
yeah, so that is there.
Even still, it's more complicated than that, guys. You see, now this is this is big data harvesting, and they are doing it in an unprecedented level, and they weren't able to do that like say 10 years ago, guys. So they have laid establishment and they have laid the vision on how to collect information and how to predict behavior. So there's AI to predict behavior, and there's like to collect information. There's big data. So these two are like now Facebook and Google pretty much run on like has all the information they need. Now Google, we log everything through a browser, and we have a Google account, all of us, and everything like from like almost all the platforms are owned by that, and there's like it's big data collection and harvesting in an unprecedented level. And
Yeah,
Facebook is becoming a platform that is hindering free speech. That is my problem, guys. Considering free speech, what is the implication on this? How are they going to enforce free speech? Now it is also debatable. So that's what I want you guys to talk about. How are they
he-
going to enforce free speech? And is Facebook going to ever going to like be like, okay, like there are other platforms that are more cooler than this, right? I mean, like
Exactly.
say Reddit and 9gag and so many other platforms, they are still better than this.
Twitter is
And
Reddit, as of right now, Reddit actually has better free speech than Facebook. It also has this upward, downward button. So whatever sentence you say and the other members don't like, they can just downvote you into oblivion. So
yeah.
you won't able to see that comment in that sort of subreddit. Uh, Reddit actually does take down certain pages. You guys familiar with the subreddit Watch People Die?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm really really bad at subreddit. I just downloaded the app
Okay,
to see
so
understand the UI
was a
for the
subreddit. So there was this subreddit called Watch People Die. I think that was the name.
Yeah, I've seen
What
that.
that subreddit was actually filming people die in real life.
Yeah, it's dead now, right?
Yeah, they took it down. It's a bit Reddit at the moment is quite okay, much better than Facebook, but I might something might happen to like Tumblr. They just switched off porn. It happened with the Reddit in a few years.
So guys, Muru Gamage is with us, one of the OG
Miuru,
creators.
I'm really sorry. Sorry to invite you in, Maza. We were like just going in. Guys, just a small request. When you're not talking, just please mute your mic so others will hear feedback. This is like a Zoom work, corporate work call. Harada, Miuru. Nandavan negative. Mara you are extremely,
Yeah,
extremely.
yeah. Sorry, guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
can hear you.
How's it going?
How is it going, Miuru? Just the man I
Yeah.
want to ask this about. Where do you think Facebook will be in 10 years time?
I feel like Facebook is going to be a dead platform in 10 years. Probably not dead, but I don't think Facebook has a long lifespan left, if that makes sense. Because day by day, I feel like Facebook is regressing. And I feel like the younger generation is getting more and more concerned about their privacy and all that. Like, I mean, I feel like, in a few years, people will be more aware of what Facebook is doing to them,
But the younger
and
generations also move into something like TikTok, which is in my
exactly. So,
yes.
like, if you, for an example, if you take Sri Lanka for an example, now I think the bubble that we live in, the Colombo bubble, we think that people are still into Instagram. But if you take stats, you can see that TikTok is actually bigger than Instagram at the moment in Sri Lanka. So
TikTok is
I
the
feel
biggest
like,
one this year.
Yeah, yeah.
TikTok
So
technically is the biggest bubble that we've experienced in tech as of yet,
If
considering
they
putting
crack the
everything.
code, the exposure on TikTok is way, way, way more bigger than Facebook or Insta combined. Much
yeah,
of exposure, man.
yeah. So
It's
I feel
spyware.
like
So, yeah.
I think the whole purpose of Facebook was that you could do anything with Facebook, as in you can put a video or a picture or like say out your opinion. But
It's
then
all in
again,
one.
now we
Yeah.
are having platforms that where I feel like it's more. We have specialized platforms for each thing. Like for an example, if you get Instagram, you can post pictures there. If you want to put up your opinion, you can put it on Twitter. And if you want like a video of yourself or like some dumb shit like that, you can use TikTok for that. So I feel like Facebook is becoming a platform that is not needed anymore, if that makes sense. So in 10 years, Sahan, as you asked, I don't feel like Facebook is going to be this strong.
It won't be
Plus,
strong, but
yeah,
it'll still be there because you have to
it'll
understand
be there.
Facebook,
Yeah,
the company owns a hell lot of other subsidiaries,
exactly,
Instagram,
exactly.
WhatsApp, and Oculus, which is another huge thing.
So I think
Won't be as
So
prominent as it
okay,
right now.
for now you can now the idea is that guys, Facebook is really strong right now, and they can technically buy out any other company that is trying to establish, right?
LGU
Considering in
Internet
their
Fabric, yeah,
levels, Zuckerberg
absolutely.
can literally buy out anyone. So when is that going to stop? Is there anything like that will like be outside of Mark Zuckerberg's power or control over the tech industry?
Elon Musk.
How do you explain, Mother?
The I think, in my opinion, he's the only guy, as opposed to Mark Zuckerberg, who can actually buy anything out. Right at this point, I mean, if he wants to start a new social media platform, he'll do it. It's not in his interest. That's the
I
whole
mean,
different
So
thing.
you're suggesting if Bezos started one, he could probably take on Zuckerberg.
Definitely. Oh yeah. I think Bezos is much smarter than Zuckerberg. Not in terms of software coding or anything, but in terms of business.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go that way.
No one.
He
What do you
does.
think?
um, well, what I think is it's just a matter of time. Like as we speak, as you spoke about TikTok. So anytime Zuckerberg could own TikTok, he could buy it off, right? And
He could buy it off, but doesn't mean they will sell. There's also that question there.
It's also the fact that TikTok is owned by Chinese companies, so I don't think that they're going to sell
Uh,
to Zuckerberg.
well,
Yeah, yeah, definitely won't.
it's a matter of
Even
time.
even someone like Elon Musk couldn't even. I don't think he could take it. I mean, if you think about Elon Musk, he's not the saint that the internet paints him to be. He's not a good guy.
yeah, so talking about Elon Musk, so what do you think about this guy's Skynet project?
I mean, the satellite thing, the internet.
Yeah,
Well,
Starlink.
Starlink.
Starlink. Yeah, Skynet is Terminator.
Skynet, right? Starlink. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it could work. It could work. I'm not saying it won't. I mean, the guy. I mean, everything he puts his mind to, I think, has come out okay. Nothing, no faults there. But I think what the question you're asking is whether it'll come here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that our ISPs are like greedy as fuck, man. It's hard to. Wait, Samira says we're forgetting about Facebook gaming. I'm just reading the Facebook comments. So yeah, uh, like one guy on the Facebook comments says Elon Musk is a supervillain in the making, just not as
Well,
ethical as
he
he used
might
to be.
be or he might not be. Time will
Yeah,
tell.
might be, might not be. Elon is sort of like a weird dude. I don't know.
More like an anti-hero.
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
more like a
Let's
selfish person.
right, guys. So we are looking at yes. Elon Musk is a supervillain in the name, just not us. Yeah, and Ali Imar is asking if Elon seems like a nice guy. What is wrong with him? Elon is sort of like a weird dude. I don't know. Yeah, all the thing is, Manam, all these tech guys are really weird.
I'm hearing myself again, like with a really, really big delay.
Yeah, and it's an echo.
San, have you
I mean, if you look at it,
watched the
Elon
live
Musk
video?
or
Not me, not me. I'm hearing it from someone else.
Yeah, same. Something wrong.
Because I have a good console right here. Anyway, let's continue.
I mean, if you're talking about weirdos, I mean, Mark Zuckerberg, man, that dude is fucking weird.
Dude's a lizard. He's a lizard, man.
He's a lizard man. I swear to God, he
He's
doesn't look. I mean, he's very
does
weird.
not look
Like,
human. No, he looks
you know,
super weird.
it's kind of crazy. Like, when you think about it, as in, like, this man holds so much of power over people. Like, think about it. I mean, when it comes to privacy, he knows all your secrets. That's
Technically, he does.
very
I
scary.
mean,
Someone like that to
I
own
think
that much
what
power.
we should talk about is what happens if Facebook suddenly just decides to just shut down one day. What will happen to businesses, or what's the impact on that?
It's more or less like this now. Technically, considering Facebook aside, if we just, indulge on the idea that the all of internet goes down overnight. Like, say we wake up tomorrow and there's no LGU, there's no Facebook, there's no Instagram, there's no Pornhub, nothing,
Oh, oh God,
right?
not
Yeah, so
Pornhub.
Pornhub.
Shit.
So, Madam Amanda, please mute Madam. I can just your sound is too huge. I think too loud. I think.
A lot of
Alright,
reverb in his
people
voice.
are
Yeah.
saying Elon is a ticking bomb, and there is, yeah, like, I mean, come on, live, like, now considering coronavirus, we watched Contagion many years ago, and we like, oh, right, shit, if this happens, we are really fucked, right? But
And it
and
happened.
eventually it did, right?
Yeah. I was on sort of Elon's side until he said coronavirus is sort of a hoax. I was like, oh, dude, no.
I mean, it's a host, as in virus. It's obviously a man-made virus.
Well,
A lot of
We
conspiracy.
can't prove it, right? I mean,
I mean, no,
not-
there's a lot of
quite-
conspiracy
it's
going
quite
around.
obvious.
yeah, that's the thing. It's all there, right there, but we can't actually prove it. Prove it is what I'm saying. You can always have something else. You can have Bill Gates did it, but did he do it? No,
I mean,
don't know.
isn't it pretty obvious that like the world population is growing too much, and something needs to be brought out to use that capacity?
If they wanted bio warfare, they could have done something else instead of corona. Corona is not that dangerous as opposed to something like SARS or Ebola. Ebola
But-
kills you within a day, man.
But dude, have you seen the body count that this?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I know.
Yeah, so I mean, it's still going around, and I think the virus is gonna be for another few couple of years. It just might have just
It'll definitely mutate. It'll definitely mutate.
yeah, definitely muted, but
It already has mutated. No?
I'm
Yeah.
talking about it in a much more dangerous way. Not
dangerous way.
what is right now. I'm talking about zombie levels mutation.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, I think we are getting a movie of like a mutated coronavirus in 2022 or something. I'm not sure. It's Michael Bay, right? I can't remember.
Michael Bay. Ah, fuck.
So there's going
Yeah,
to
what's
be
it
Anything.
called?
so much explosions in that.
Why do we
Not
why do we
many
need
explosions,
explosions
I
in a
think.
corona? Oh wait, wasn't that the latest movie that was announced by Michael Bay? I don't think there'll be explosions
Yeah.
because it's more of a character study.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of the movie.
But that's Michael Bay, no?
True.
Michael Bay movies are is what bloody, I don't know, the action sequence. I don't know. I don't want to critically insult a man's life's work, but it's
But
getting
let's-
kind of.
They're fun. They're fun.
Fun, yeah. Just turn off your brain and just watch
Right
them.
in entertainment.
It's
And,
called Songbird, by the way.
Yeah. So now, considering the coronavirus and the possible allegations on whether it is a man-made virus or it is a natural element, which is just God's punishment, whether it's a hoax, or the shitty thing is we are stuck indoors and we are told to wear a mask, maintain social distancing, and buy liquor at prices, and have a lot of inconveniences. So, considering coronavirus aside, uh, as a group, like now, say we now, of course, there are so many other now. This is just a group. There's one of lot of possibilities that we can enjoy geekdom through offline things such as books and what video games used to be, and comic books and stuff like that. So we will talk about those in more detail with the future episodes. So now what I want to get back now, guys, circling back to our LGU group and our podcast. Guys, we had a meeting last night on how we are going with the way forward. We right, Madam?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So, can we talk a little bit about that?
Okay, so I think Manisha was the
I think, yeah, I'm gonna hand it over to the mic. Maneesha, Madam, please explain how what we planned as of yesterday and the things that we have planned for the future, the entirety of 2021.
Yeah, so to begin with, we are actually streaming the episodes as seasons. So there will be multiple seasons for a year. Actually, to be specific, there will be 4 seasons for a year, and then there will be 10 episodes per every season. And for every episode, we will be talking about the different concepts and different categories of the geekdom, like music, movies, and anime, automobiles, etc. So that's the basic idea of it.
Yeah, so we have now the main idea is that we have a season, right? And we have podcast or episodes, things happening like that. So we'll be doing all of that through our YouTube channel. Yes.
Yeah, so we will be primarily broadcasting the live stream on Facebook, and at the same time, we will be uploading it to YouTube. Like within a day, within a working day period, we will be uploading it on YouTube. So if someone missed the podcast, so they can watch it on YouTube on our official channel.
Right. So I'd like to elaborate on what Manisha said. So we have when we said now first things is the seasons, we have episodes, and the other one is that we are addressing a lot of subcategories or the attributes of geekdom. Yes.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can we a little explain a little bit further on how we are proceeding with? So we have music. I think myself and Ashan is handling that,
Yeah.
So
and we have movies. That is,
yeah,
Also
so
me,
so if I run
Dylan.
down,
yeah.
so
Can you please rough down it for all of us?
if I run down the first season, basically the first episode and the last episode of the season will be handled by all you know the admins and the moderators of the group. So in that sense, the first episode of every season will be allocated for the retro of the previous season, and the final episode of the relevant season will be acted out as a finale of the season. The summarizing of everything that you have done through that season up until that point. So when we allocate those two episodes, then we have 8 episodes remaining. So those 8 episodes have been divided into basic categories of the geekdom. Like music, movies and TV shows, arts, tech, sports, automobile, anime, and fitness. So we have different hosts on each day, and we will be doing interesting stuff for you guys, the audience, and you know to actually keep the geek community going forward.
Yeah, just to give it, just to throw a few names out there. The for sports one, Muru will be taking control of it. Muru, you have a lot to talk about on football and like mostly football what this bugger talks about. But there are other stuff as well. All right. So proceeding. Let's not spoil too much at once, but just giving a heads up there. All right. So back to our story. Back to the potential villain in the making. If now, okay, now this is happening in the world, guys. There's always the issue of how Sri Lanka is a little many years behind than the international community, right? In the terms of technology and advancement. And lad, let's not bring in Vega as an example and all that. Let's not do that, right? But let's be practical in a certain way. Like our demographics, our social implications, and so many things, we are a little bit behind than the emerging countries or the developed countries. So, how is the international segment and has been impacting the local scene, right? Say for an example, what has happened abroad now in terms of platforms, how is it going to affect Sri Lanka? How is it going to change the businesses? How are people going to react to that? Is my question to the cast. What do you guys think? Let's go with Nuan.
Yeah. So as you were saying, all social media is going to affect business in Sri Lanka, correct? San, hello.
I can hear you, man. Just speak up a bit, please.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah. So now going through social media, so I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know what's happening there. And I see a lot of people using Instagram to promote their businesses, uh, and Facebook as well. I mean, besides the shit posting and posting their personal life and
Yeah,
whatnot,
yeah.
there's a
I
lot
do
of
that too. Yeah.
so a lot of people try to promote their businesses through Facebook, and it's well, it's totally free. I mean, if you have the enough reach, but you can pay Facebook to boost, give your your product, your marketing product boost, so that you can engage with it. So if all social media and were to just vanish overnight, I think it would be a huge impact, not on even globally, because nowadays you don't see people going on visiting websites to find any products, so everything goes down on Facebook and
That's
Instagram.
not necessarily true.
I mean, no, come on, basically, like,
It depends
I
on.
also things that you cannot really sell on Facebook.
sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I buy things that are not things that are not necessarily sold on Facebook, and
it's a. I think it depends on the product you're selling.
yeah,
I
Yeah, it
think
depends.
what
But
Facebook,
I
when
think,
it comes to marketing on Facebook, it's, I think a lot of musicians use it as a platform to sell. That's the main selling point for them.
dude, I see it like a one, like, just okay, take this Alibaba site for an example. Like, Facebook, they are marketing a lot, right?
But Alibaba has been there for like what, 10 years now? It's super old.
But I don't think like people like directly go through Facebook and then see their product and then order through that. I mean, it's very
It's
rare. But
that's all paid advertising. But what I'm saying is it's not Alibaba's main source of reaching people so they can sell their product. Alibaba has been there for like what, 10 plus years.
Mhm.
yeah, it's more towards what the things like information, guys. Like, information gives you opportunity. It's more of an investment. Like we look at data whenever we are making a decision when it comes to digital stuff, because the more data you have on a person, the more you can know about a person, and that gives you opportunities to capitalize on so many opportunities, whether it's business or psychological or social or any other like criteria. And Muru, Matang, I want to know your implications on how, like, what could happen now, say, when Facebook dies down, as your opinion, like, as your suggestion within 10 years. Now we are looking at contenders such as TikTok, and we have YouTube. A lot of content creators are coming in as well. And now one thing that one of the people in Sri Lankan communities that what they are very passionate about is gaming, right? Gaming streaming is coming on Facebook, and it's coming big. And we have a lot of like we
Hello,
have us in the comments
hello.
also saying, like, Facebook gaming is coming through, and a lot of Facebook games on the platform itself, like, terrible tic-tac-toe and all this, the Ludo and all the stuff is happening on Facebook as well. So what will happen the day that Facebook crashes or whatever, and whatever the thing, whether it's going to be TikTok. Now TikTok doesn't necessarily do what Facebook does. It's more of like exploiting the teenage
It's sort
social
of like
category.
it's sort of like wine, actually.
Yeah,
It's like a
exactly.
more
It's,
advanced
it's,
version of
it's
Vine.
just wine. It's just wine rebranded, right? It came to Wine changed themselves. I think I'm not sure, but I had a fact check on this. I think it's Wine that they changed later on to TikTok. It was musically at one point. I think.
No, Vine is owned by Twitter, I think.
It's like a
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's
it
like a
is.
brainchild of Wine
Yeah,
and
they
Dubstan.
just discontinued it. They
Mine was only targeted to a specific sort of content, but TikTok is you can just do whatever you want kind of thing.
Yeah.
but it's quite similar. I
It's
think
quite similar.
musically or
I think,
something became TikTok
yeah,
after
but TikTok is a much more
Vine.
advanced app than either of those apps that you guys mentioned. So I was checking out TikTok with one of my friends recently. He was staying out, so we were just like going through the app and seeing like all the things that they can do with this. Because I mean, we are living in a bubble where we don't actually know what TikTok does. I mean, we see TikToks, but we don't know up to what extent that you can actually make TikToks too. But using the app, I realized that it's actually like a very advanced app. I mean, you can do whatever you want with it. So, but San, I don't think that TikTok is necessarily going to replace Facebook, because Facebook offers something different entirely.
It
So let's see.
offers communication. You can't communicate properly
There's a
on TikTok.
sense of community there. Yeah, you can't
Yeah,
communicate either.
but
Especially old
again,
So
people.
I think
honestly,
YouTube
guys, I
YouTube
feel
is the
like
closest thing that has sort of a community feel of a community.
Something that's not gonna die is YouTube.
they're
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely. YouTube
Yeah,
is not gonna
YouTube
die.
probably will never die, man. They killed Meta Cafe also, and Limewire and a lot of other places also. They
Dailymotion is
probably.
still active.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's nice.
Yeah, it
yeah.
is.
Dailymotion
Yeah,
is
yeah.
still active. They destroyed OpenLoad though.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty sad news though.
Daily
I
Motion.
loved OpenLoad.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, YouTube will never
Um,
die though because I think everyone likes watching something at some point.
yeah. So
Yeah,
there's
that's
now
happening.
one of the main things I want to ask you guys is that when will now we one of the biggest problems I have with TikTok is that I understand it's a content platform and I understand there are a lot of influencers and all that things going on in there. And people like Ashni Gate also came through TikTok, I think. Yes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so a lot of people came through TikTok, and she managed to screw an entire country through her fucking phone. And all of this now, what is now the main problem is that I don't really necessarily take people who do TikTok very seriously. It's one of the main problems that TikTok themselves have because the people who are initiating TikTok accounts don't necessarily get the approval or the gratification that they require psychologically from the peers, from the people near me. Say for an example, I start a TikTok account right today. I mean, I could do it, right? But I will not. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I would not like doing it. But say for an example, my friend does it. He is my friend, and I love him so much. But the problem is, he does TikTok, and it's like kind of lame and cringe, and a lot of mixed emotions going into that. So how is TikTok going to step change this? What is going to like how people are going to accept that? What is going to happen in the country? Are people are going to be accepting of TikTok behavior, or what is going to happen with that, guys?
What happened? It's gonna die out in a few years. I just don't see people engaging that much and pouring their heart and soul into just making videos. It's kind of like wine actually.
I think the problem is with the people who they associate with initially. That was the issue. Facebook and any other site. Uh, I mean, TikTok associated with a type of people that people usually like to hate. So the people who are actually creative are coming into the platform now. So that's the issue, in my opinion.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
anyone wills to open up a TikTok account, dude.
But those real creators are actually overshadowed by those dumb motherfuckers.
Yeah. So I mean, so basically, I was going to TikTok, and so it's funny because I mean, okay, there are two types of TikTokers, right? There are the creative ones who actually like funny and creative and whatever, and then there are the Gompart ones. Now Sri Lanka is predominantly dominated by this Gompart TikTokers. Man, now if you take, I mean, I was watching this video once, like recently. It was a dude who was on top of a coconut tree, just making weird poses. I mean, I didn't get what he was trying to do there. But the whole point is, guys, when it comes to Sri Lanka, I feel like TikTok is making the younger generation even dumber than they are, right? Because I mean, I
Just
don't
bringing
think this
out the
applies
retardedness,
to exactly. So I don't think this applies to the Colombo crowd per se. As in, I feel like Colombo crowd, it's like a bubble, where we see what each other does and whatever. But when you go out of it, when you go out of the district or the province or whatever, you see that the TikTokers are becoming more and more dumber, and the content that they create is more and more dumber. And yeah. So no,
In
I'm
my
serious.
opinion,
I'm
I
not
think
even
they're
a joke.
already stupid.
Alright,
It's just
alright,
that
alright,
TikTok
alright,
brings it
alright,
out.
alright. So let me make a few statements clear. Right now, this is what happens on Facebook as well. This is what happens on the platforms that's supposed to have free speech. Right. When we say the getting the dumber younger generations dumber, right? That level. What we are saying is, all right, not everyone is dumb, right? But the thing is, like what Ashan said, the first few posts on TikTok gives you a extremely high reach, and that gets them hooked on the instant gratification bus, and that gets them hooked on creating content, whether they are liked or disliked from the content, whether they like or dislike in the social life. They're just doing podcast for the fun of it, and like it's more or less towards that. And the main issue that I have is that when are we going to start accepting this behavior? Because as you said, Muru Masang, the outside, I really wholeheartedly admit to that. The external crowd is really, really different. And how is when are we going to be like accepting of this? How long is it going to take? It's up for everyone, guys. I want everyone to talk on this.
I don't think I'll
Um,
accept it in a sort of a respectful way. I mean, I respect what they're trying to get with TikTok, but I just can't
You know,
respect it, properly.
yeah,
Just
but then again, guys, okay. My personal opinion is that listen, again, it's just a platform, to make creative content, right? The platform itself is not bad because it's a platform where you can go and do whatever you want. So
platform
it
is
depends
smart,
on
actually. Yeah,
exactly that the platform itself. You take it just as a platform, it's a really good platform. So it depends on how people use it. So again, back to the same point that I said
it's
before.
the people. It's always the
Um,
people.
it's always the people. So when you have a community that is, I mean, with more dumb people, for an example, the majority of the content that you get is going to be pretty fucking stupid, right? So that's a problem with TikTok.
Similar
I
thing
don't, I don't
happens on
necessarily have a
Pornhub. When
problem.
the communal content is good, the content is good. Same theory, guys. Right? We're not
Exactly.
just
Yeah, yeah.
discriminating. And Muru himself, I couldn't explain about Muru. For everyone who's tuned in who does not know Muru at a personal level, Muru is working in advertising, and he's a devout football fan and a devout geek, and he has a lot of experience, like lot of experience in advertising in professional scope, and he knows the numbers and everything, and he's been a member since day one. So back to you, Mew. Sorry, I just have to explain that and put it out there.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, when it comes to advertising, so in Sri Lanka, when it comes to the advertising industry per se, so okay, so as an industry, we usually pump out good ideas, right? But when it goes to the client, usually the fact is that this does not sell with the mass audience in Sri Lanka, right? So like, I think same with TikTok. So when you have good content creators, they don't get as much views or as much exposure because the mass market, that's not what they want, but when you go, just go to TikTok and see, guys. There are content makers who are getting like sort of like hundreds of thousands of views, but their content is you don't get why people like they actually get that much like likes or views or whatever. But that's the
Kind of like
reality, right? I mean,
it's kind of
it's
like
always a
negative
mass
marketing.
audience.
They they watch the video because they hate it.
I do not specifically believe that.
Okay,
Um, I
is that
don't think so.
kind of like the same reason in our group, kind of like the same reason we shit on Snyder every time we get a chance. It doesn't necessarily mean you know what I'm saying.
No,
Is that
again, even with Snyder's case, I think it's like 50-50, right? Some people love him, some
it's
people hate him,
50/50, it's what I'm
right?
saying.
But no, honestly, when it comes to TikTok content, I feel like okay, let's take that whole voice recording thing that came out recently, right? So this sort of opened up a whole new world for me, right? Because I did not know that this thing existed in TikTok, right? So once I actually listened to those whole like voice recordings and all, so I actually went myself TikTok to see what happens in this community, and it opened up a
What's the
whole
voice
new world,
recording thing,
man.
Macha? Sorry.
අර මචං අර මේ මොකක්ද අර මේ who's that woman අර කෙල්ලෙක් මචං දාලා තිබ්බ ගොම් පාටයක් කියලා voice recordings තියන් මචං. They were like
Ramadan, there were two. I don't think he's from the same person.
Okay.
I was
Right.
told it was the same person. But me,
yeah,
Kunhar was
oh yeah,
and the other
that was
girl talking with her friends about how she's like playing bunch of guys. So there were
yeah.
two, I think.
Yeah. There were like a few voice recordings. So basically, this whole thing opened up a whole new world for me because I was checking that girl's TikToks out, like what this whole thing is about, and then I was going on and on. Like I went to a rabbit hole, with that whole community because I like some posts to make sure that I got more content like that on my TikTok, right? So then I kept getting like similar content, and I'm like, wait, this is what happens outside of my bubble, because I mean that's the thing. So
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
again,
yeah.
it's about the mass. So I don't exactly think that people watch the videos because they hate them specifically. I feel like there is a big mass market for content like that, and that's what I'm saying. When I feel like the younger generation who are less informed, I feel like when they watch content like that, and that's all they've been fed, because the algorithm only gives them content like that, they're going to be dumping down even more. So I don't know, man. I feel like for Sri Lanka TikTok, I mean in Sri Lanka TikTok is being abused by people, but as a platform, sure, it's a great platform. And if you take the Colombo, the Kandy, the Goal, I'm not going to name areas but specifically, but if you get the content creators in these specific areas, I feel like there's actually a lot of talent in Sri Lanka. There are actually good TikTokers, but when it comes to the mass audience, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's kind of like how would you are saying now. Let's make like as Ashan said, it's the controversy arises between the clash of opinions, and it's done on almost anything, and we can have that opinion on a platform such as TikTok, and we can have it on basically anything. But now moving back towards TikTok and towards Facebook and everything, what do you guys think of the progress as Sri Lankans have done on the recent past, right? I mean, of course, there's like a lot of bad shit happening on Twitter. Yes, I said it. There are a lot of people lynching people. Every other day, there's some dude hashtag gate, and a lot of like that's a different type of toxicity in Twitter, guys.
It
So
is
I don't
something
know.
else. Yeah, it is something
It
else.
is definitely something else, and there's like a lot of like bunch
Yeah,
like the eight, like you can use the Pareto rule, guys. The
I fucking
20% of
hate
the
Twitter,
people
man.
sitting on 80%. So what
Honestly,
do
it
you
doesn't
guys
get the hype
think?
about Twitter either.
What's wrong here? Like, are we as a nation are we terrible at using social media or any other platform that is being given to us, or is it
I
just
don't.
way
I don't think it pertains just to us. I think it's
Yeah, Twitter is
Yeah.
generally,
Twitter is
US
generally
most. Yeah,
and I don't think that we
but
actually
it's
Sri
probably
Lankans have got into
it's
Twitter
probably
much either.
Instagram is toxic in a whole nother level, I think.
depends on the person
I
actually.
think
Instagram
Macam,
stands
the
for
whole
instant
Instagram toxicity comes
gratification?
from the whole fake thing.
The most miserable social media site is LinkedIn for sure. It's definitely, I mean, it's shit.
Dude,
Correct.
everyone's
It's
an
horrible.
entrepreneur, businessman, business personality, some bloody big shot on his LinkedIn, man. Don't say that. All right. If you have
I
a
mean,
Facebook page,
I
you
mean,
are a bloody
people
CEO.
on people on LinkedIn, they probably have Stockholm syndrome or something. I mean, even if you if you are spanked by your boss, they'll put up a post saying, "Oh, today was a hard day" or something like that. I mean, it's completely shit. It's like
You mean
it's
sodomized by the
just
boss?
vanity.
And I get clients asking, can we do LinkedIn advertising? And I ask them why. And then they're like, aren't they where the professionals are? And I was asked them, when was the last time you checked your LinkedIn? And it's like only the weird ones be like, hey, I checked it today morning, because like busy people don't really check LinkedIn, guys.
Yeah.
Because the opportunities,
When it
like
comes
in the
to
Sri Lankan context, job roles are mostly handled like main is like CEO and higher levels. It's the job is handed to you in person. You don't really get people applying. I'm referring to the hierarchy, the higher ends, because the
Yeah,
community and the corporates don't usually
there
run
there isn't
uh,
any interview processes
through LinkedIn.
per se.
When it comes to advertising in LinkedIn, the thing is, there's a lesser number of quantity that the leads generated are like less in number, but in terms of quality, they are higher than general leads that you can create through other platforms. So that's the basic thing with LinkedIn. So I mean, when even when it comes to advertising, we what we have noticed is that the leads are much more quality leads when it comes to LinkedIn. But
Yeah, and
Instagram,
Facebook leads are
let's talk
shit,
about
by the way,
Instagram,
man.
right?
Facebook leads are shit.
Yeah, they're shit. They're shit. They're obviously bullshit leads. Facebook को लगाओ तो बार lead create कराने
అదా
anyway,
ఇది
Instagram.
campaign posting plan అమ్మడిసి ఎడగరండి and it's either bots or some shit.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Uh,
Right, guys. So we've hit the end, and let's call it a night tonight. It's almost we've done like our first podcast. Thanks for everyone who joined in, guys. And I saw people like sharing it on so many groups and so many
That was
places.
just one person. That was just Sunny.
Yeah, but dude, come on, let me say it. So
ask me again.
thanks for everyone for tuning in, guys. We like hope you enjoyed the first podcast and the first episode of the LGU show. A lot of big things are happening next week onwards, so stay tuned and have a good night. Thanks everyone. Thanks for everyone joining, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Good
Thank you,
night.
boys.
Yeah.
See you. Good
Good
night.
night.
Safe.
Good night, guys. LGU out.